Hey everyone, it's Jake here. How's it going? And welcome back to another Pokemon Go video. And in today's video, we are going to be going up against a very skilled trainer, and a fellow content creator. You guys know him as JimmaBanks. He is a really funny guy, and he produces very good Pokemon Go PvP content. And if you haven't already checked him out, please do on YouTube at JimmaBanks, and I'll leave his channel link down below in the description and or the pinned comments for you guys to check out if you haven't already. I highly suggest you guys do. Again, he is a very funny and a very good content creator. He won his regional tournament, and he will be at Worlds in GoFest, so I can meet him there, and if any of you guys are fans of him, you guys can meet him there as well. So let's get right into this best of 3 with JimmaBanks, and we're gonna be doing Rainbow Cup, guys. So without further ado, let's get right into the battles. So right off the bat, Jimma shows me his team, and he ran Fortress, Execute, Charizard, Venusaur, Quagsire, and one other Pokemon. I forget exactly what it was. I know he had Fortress, Venusaur, Quagsire, Charizard, Execute, and I forget his last Pokemon. I think it was Raichu, maybe? I forget. I mean, regardless, though, we know our team is slightly weak to Quagsire, so we're going to try to predict a Quagsire lead here with a Venusaur lead. And we saw his team was also pretty weak to Mantine. So yeah, we're going to open Venusaur, and JimmaBanks opens a Azumarill. That's what his last Pokemon was, Azumarill. So all of a sudden, this is a great opening matchup for us. He's going to swap into Quagsire, which, yeah, you know, Quagsire is double weak to Venusaur. I allowed that Stone Edge to go through just because we're going to farm a ton of energy for whatever comes in next. And at this point, Jimma knew he messed up. I'm not sure if it was nerves or something else, but anyways, we're going to save some energy on Venusaur and switch into this Quagsire against this Charizard. And right here, we decide to block that Blast Burn because we know even if he switches into a Azumarill, Quagsire can still do a ton of damage against that. And we take out his Charizard with one Stone Edge, and he decides to not block it. Now, up against his Azumarill, we're going to go straight for an Earthquake, and let's see if it lands. It does land, so that is heavy damage done to that Azumarill. He still has a shield advantage, saving his shields for this Azumarill. But, guys, Quagsire charges up Stone Edge so quick that we're going to force his first shield out right now with that Stone Edge. At this point, I was debating on switching because I didn't want him to farm that energy from my Quagsire. But we just let him farm it up. We wanted to see how it would affect our game. And we bring in Mantine for the safe tankier Pokemon because we know he still has a shield up, so he can easily block my Frenzy Plant. And instead, I go for the safe route and let Mantine just tank everything. We force his last shield there, and we know Venusaur has a Frenzy Plant ready to go from all the farming he did in the beginning. And we take game number 1 against JimmaBanks. So very well played there, Jimma. I'm not sure what the switch was. He probably just... It was probably a bad switch, like a misclick or a fat finger or something. But yeah, we're going to take that game. And this series isn't close to done yet, guys. So let's get right into game number 2 against Jimma the Banks. Chia. As Jimma says, we're getting into game number 2 here, against this very skilled trainer. JimmaBanks went undefeated in his regionals tournament, and he's done very well in every single month of his cups. And here we open Quagsire, predicting he would open not Venusaur, Charizard, and he decides to open with this Fortress. He's gonna tank that first Stone Edge. He knows his matchups quite well, as you can see. Clearly, I thought that was going to be an Earthquake. He got me good with that Shield Bait there. I'm pretty sure he had an Earthquake ready to go at that point. So, great Shield Bait by him, but he's going to let his Fortress go there. It's going to cost us a shield, but we're going to get that shield back right here with this Earthquake, guys. So, he decides to block that. That was a very smart choice by Jimma there. because his last Pokemon, I believe, was weak to Quagsire. So now we have a free switch into Venusaur, which obviously we're going to take that. And his last Pokemon is that Charizard. So he needed to keep his Quag alive to beat my Quag. And now we're gonna take the shield bait here, guys. We're gonna use a shield on that Dragon Claw. Oh, I didn't even have to shield that, really. I could have just let it go through, but it is what it is. Honestly, I wished he went for Blast Burn there, because we don't want his Quagsire to farm energy off our Ninetales, and we're gonna finish off Charizard with the Psyshock. And now he brings in that Quagsire, and this is where I start feeling nervous, like, oh god, I'm not sure if my Venusaur can finish this game. But he still has a shield, guys, at this moment, so this is going to be a block for him. And look how close this comes down to, guys. So right here, he fires off a Stone Edge. That doesn't KO, but look at our health, guys. Look at this. We tie the game. And apparently after the battle, Jimma told me he had an Earthquake ready to go on his Quagsire. So, I mean, we end up drawing there. Like, that is so crazy that he had an Earthquake ready to go. I did not think he did at that point, but he would have won that game if he fired off Earthquake. But regardless, that was going to be very close indeed. And Mudshot is able to feint me while my Vine feints his Quagsire at the same exact time. So, insane stuff here. Let's hop into game number 3 against JimmaBanks. Alright, guys, so here we are, the final... Oh, shh, I just spoiled it. No, no. Our next game versus JimmaBanks in this best of 3. We are up 1 and we are both tied. So, I only need one more win to win it. Technically 2-1-0. And we open Quagsire against his Azumarill. And we know in Sims, guys, if we block this first Ice Beam, and he goes even on shields, we can win this. So he blocks the first Earthquake, which is good, which means we're going to mirror shields here and block that Ice Beam. Because we know in simulations that Quagsire can indeed beat Azumarill, even shielding with 2 shields apiece. And he's going to eat that Earthquake. So smart by him not to forego his second shield. So that means we're just going to let that Ice Beam hit as well. Because we know we can beat him to his Ice Beam with our Stone Edge. And that's going to knock out his Azumarill. He decides to not shield that. So we get the switch advantage. And he brings in that Fortress to farm a tad bit of energy from our Quagsire. But now, guys, Ninetales is going to come in to farm. We have the switch ready to go. And he brings in Quagsire. So we're immediately switching into Venusaur. Now, this is another great lock-in matchup for us. Our last 2 Pokemon are both double super effective against his last 2. So... yeah, let's see what happens here. He's going to block that final Frenzy Plant. At this point, I know it's pretty much over. We're going to farm the rest of that Quagsire and then hit his Fortress with an incoming Frenzy Plant. And here I was getting a little nervous that he farmed up enough energy for an Earthquake on that Fortress. But he doesn't, and he goes for the Rock Tomb, which is one of the benefits, guys, of running Ninetales over Charizard. If that was a Charizard in that scenario, that would have been a game for JimmaBanks. That's why Ninetales, in my opinion, is just the safer option. Like, Charizard sure is a better pick. Let me pause the video here. Charizard, guys, sure, is a better pick for damage overall. But when it comes down to the Zero Shield scenario, if you don't have a Blast Burn, guys... and you're up against something with rock moves, you're done for. At least Ninetales has a way better fighting chance, and it doesn't get KO'd by, you know, one mere charge move like a Water Pulse or Rock Tomb. But yeah, anyways, guys, that finishes it up for the best of 3 versus JimmaBanks. Thank you for the battles, man. It was super fun, even though we both made a ton of mistakes. And yeah, that was my first time battling Jimma ever. We hit Ultra Friends a week ago or so. And yeah, let's... if you haven't already, first off, check out JimmaBanks' channel. Amazing content creator, great guy, very funny too. And yeah, he makes some very killer content, so be sure to check him out. And yeah, let's move on to the last best of 3 for this video. I wanted to put the battles with Jimma in first, but we do have 2 more battles ready to go. So let's jump right into those. Alright, guys, getting into these next battles versus an Ultra Friend named Jacksonian Way. We're going to try to test out Raichu here some more and try to showcase Raichu's power. So he's going to open Charizard. This is a fantastic matchup for Raichu. We don't even have to shield bait here. He's going to shield regardless or let that Charizard go down. He decides to block, so great. Great for us. He's going to switch on that Venusaur. We waited out a few to see what his Pokemon is, and we decided to switch into our Mantine and block that first Frenzy Plant, guys. Because if we block it, we can potentially win this matchup. And he uses his last shields there, so that's a definite. We're going to win this matchup now. Regardless, and we're going to tank that Frenzy Plant because we don't want him to farm our Mantine much, whatever comes in next. Because we know something's going to come back in, and it's going to be Charizard. He decides to use some of his energy to finish off my Mantine, and that's great. Because we have a shield available, and we can protect our Raichu. But here we're going to farm a little bit of extra energy. That was kind of risky because of a Dragon Claw, potentially, but it's okay because his last Pokemon is a Blastoise, guys, and he's unshielded. And this Wild Charge is going to one-shot KO that Blastoise, and that's going to be a GG in game number 1 versus my Ultra Friend Jacksonian Way. Let's get right into game number 2. Alright, guys, so getting into game number 2 against our new Ultra Friend. We're getting a bunch of them, guys. You're going to see a lot of new videos with new people. We decided to open Venusaur, and he opens Quagsire. So this is just this cup, guys. You can get unlucky like this a lot, but just don't let it hurt you. You can always make a comeback. And yeah, he decides to switch into that Ninetales, and we have that pure counter for it with our Mantine. And we notice here he's charging up a bunch of energy. So we actually decided to block here, thinking it's Solar Beam, and look at what it is, guys. It's Solar Beam. So that's where having Solar Beam will hurt you a lot because you wasted all that energy just for it to be blocked. And yeah, we decided to go for that Aerial Ace instead of Water Pulse. And we decided to spend both of our shields there. That was a pretty bad play on our part, guys. But yeah, he's going to bring in that Quag, and we're going to hit him with this Water Pulse. Does he decide to block? He does. So that means we're going to switch immediately into our Venusaur. We're going to soak the damage from the Stone Edge so we can preserve the rest of that Mantine. And we're going to fire off Frenzy Plant because we know we just burned his last shield there. And his last Pokemon is Meganium. So this is just great. We have Sludge Bomb ready to go on our Venusaur. That's going to be dealing super effective damage. And almost one-shots that Meganium. And we have our Mantine in the back ready to go for our last resort. And yeah, Mantine's going to finish off that. Personally, the winning factor in that game, I believe, was that amazing switch I made. It protected... It did damage onto my Venusaur, but it protected my Mantine so that I could finish off that Meganium. So yeah, guys, that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed these best of 3s versus 2 very talented trainers. And yeah, if you guys like this kind of video and if you like the length of the video, tell me in the comments down below, and I'll keep making videos like these. I really enjoyed the best of 3s, like tournament style with teams and everything like that. And once again, for the last time, if you haven't already, please go check out JimmaBanks on YouTube. I'll leave his channel down below. If you haven't already done that, you're living under a rock. I don't know what you're doing. Please give him a subscribe, like his videos, leave comments in his comment sections, and show him some love, guys. And tell him I sent you. So yeah, that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please don't forget to smash that like, comment, and subscribe for a lot more PvP content like this. And until next time, I will see you guys later. Peace out.